What's up, everybody? It's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man card guy here, back with another video for you. And tonight we're going to be doing a little bit something different. Instead of opening up some cards and not getting anything like I usually do, I'm going to be talking a little bit about what I've personally been investing in over the last couple months when it comes to sealed wax. I know everyone's got their own personal journey and how they like to participate in the hobby and how they like to invest in this stuff. So this is just one of the ways that I have been investing in the hobby over the last couple months when it comes to sealed wax. I know that some people are, flippers is, they have a bad name in the business, but to be honest with you, to each their own. I really don't judge how people spend their money because I don't want people telling me how to spend my money. But flippers, as you will, are people that kind of will buy a product, sell it within a day, a week, a month, relatively quickly. Matt Sokol, one guy on YouTube you might have seen, actually buys resale, holds onto it for a couple weeks and then sells it, takes that money, puts it into another product and kind of continues that cycle. I think it's a good strategy, it's a good money maker, but personally I just see some of the prices of some of the older stuff from the last couple of years and the astronomical prices that they're bringing right now as the supply goes down and down and down, and I would just hate to know that I had a bunch of a product, sold it way too early, and now I'm looking at prices that are just crazy, and I think back and I'm like, oh man, I had a ton of that stuff and I already sold it, and now look at the prices of it. Other people, they like to break everything open, see what kind of great cards they get, and submit it to PSA, sell those those PSA cards, or hold on to them depending on what their interest is. I enjoy that as well, but again, you've seen my videos. I have terrible luck when it comes to opening stuff, so I'm not really relying on that strategy for my personal investment because I feel like most nights I'm just throwing money down the drain. I'd rather buy cards that I enjoy on eBay and put those into the personal collection, or buy raw cards and get it graded and use my own best judgment on the condition of the cards as best you can anyway through eBay or whatever the sites are. But this is probably my main strategy is sealed wax. I feel like as more people open up the boxes and submit to PSA, that population, or those cards, the supply of them is going to go up, which simple economics makes the price go down normally. Whereas with sealed wax, the more people open, the less there is on the market, and hypothetically, as long as the demand stays the same, the prices will increase. I'll give a couple of examples. I'll show some boxes that I'm personally bought over the last couple months. We can talk about it. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoy the content. I try to put out as many videos as I can, but lately it's been a little slow because I just don't feel like opening a ton of stuff right now. And in the comments section, let me know what your strategy is. I'd love to hear, this is just one man's opinion, so I'd love to hear what other people are doing in the hobby, how they're spending their money, how they're investing, and just enjoying opening up or participating in the card hobby. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this and talk about it. All right, so as you can see here, I got a nice mix of some different stuff that we'll kind of talk about here. I'll talk about how I acquired it, and my thinking and strategy for the hold, or for when I'm going to sell. Where do we start? Let's start with basketball. So obviously basketball is right now the most popular hobby, or sport in the hobby. Everyone wants the new, Hoops is coming out pretty soon. Hoops Premium from last year's rookie class just came out, and there's a lot of different thinking on this. The production runs for this year is going to be huge. The production runs from Panini from last year is huge. The year before that is huge, and just the farther and farther you go back, it gets lower and lower. But the reality is certain rookie classes demand higher dollars. I think that this year's rookie class is kind of a bust. Who knows? I mean, it's still very early, but I'm not really excited about this year's rookie class. But I love last year's rookie class. I love a couple of players from the year before and a couple of players from the year before. So I wanted to not just put all my eggs in one basket, if you will, and put all my money towards the current product that's out there right now. I wanted to kind of diversify a little bit. So let's start off with 2018 Prism. Obviously, this is Luka's rookie year, Trae Young, Jaren Jackson Jr., and obviously it's only been a couple years, so other guys could emerge from this set. But overall, I think Luka is going to be an all-time player. I think Trae is going to be a solid player, possibly a Hall of Famer. But overall, Luka is a guy that I'm trying to invest in as much as I can. So with this stuff, I've got a blaster and I've got a mega box. This stuff is getting harder and harder to find. That's kind of the reality of it. So my thinking was, before this season started and when it was the off season, and products like Chronicles and Illusions and the Mosaic re-release was coming out, I would take some of those cards and those boxes and do some trading. I didn't sell any of my stuff to get this. I literally just traded current product for this at the same market value. So at the time, I bought this box or I traded about $700 worth of cards to get this mega box, and I traded about $325, I think, worth of cards to get this blaster box. Now, keep in mind, this is a $20 box when it was on the shelves. This is a $40 or $50 box when it was on the shelf. And so you're looking at the time, what is that? Over a 10x in terms of price for this, and over a 10x for this box at the time. Fast forward to today, and I think this box is probably closer to about $700, $800, and this one is closer to $1,500, $1,600. So I've already doubled my money on both of these things, and I think that they're only going to continue to go up as more and more people rip it open. And the reality is, Luka's, although he's super, just an awesome player, his Prism cards are not as high in demand as they were about a year ago or even 6 months ago. It's kind of like on to the next thing, and there's a ton of there's over 10,000, I think, PSA 10 Lukas at minimum, probably even more. But I doubt that there's, at least from what I've seen, I doubt that there's 10,000 mega boxes and blasters still out there on the market that are sealed. So this is a product that I wanted to get my hands on for a long-term hold. I know it's not a ton, and I don't know if I'm going to be trading for more at the prices that they're at right now. Let's see what happens if they go down in price in the next off season. But I wanted to get my hands on as much of this as I could. So I got a mega box, I got a blaster box, and then I also got a couple cellos. And for these, I think I traded about $150 worth of stuff to get these packs. And I don't plan on opening them. I plan on just keeping them sealed and holding them. You look at, this is kind of a crazy example, but look at the 1986 Fleer basketball boxes. Those were, I don't know, under $50 when they first came out. And if you can find a box today, it's worth over $225,000. Granted, that's Jordan, that's the iconic set, but it just goes to show you a lot of times anyway, the longer you hold a good product or a good box, the higher and higher it's going to go as the supply of them goes down. Keeping in line with basketball, again, I wanted to get my hands on as much of the 2018 stuff, so I picked up this Threads box. I know it's not the most popular basketball set out there, but I think I traded about $100 worth of stuff to get this. And it's not gone up in price as much as these, but it has absolutely gone up in price, at least double. And again, I don't plan on opening this to go Luka chasing, because I know, as you've seen my videos, I'm not going to hit the Luka. If I open this up, it's going to be complete garbage. Same with all these other boxes. So, but if I sell them in the future and that person opens them up, more than likely they're going to get that Luka, and they're going to be super happy, and I'm going to be super happy because I got the money that I wanted and they got their Luka. So moving on to a little bit more basketball. The year before, I think that there's some really good players in the 2017-18 draft class. Jason Tatum is a guy that I think is an awesome player, plays for the Celtics, which is an iconic team, always a popular team. So I think he's going to have a lot of people wanting to buy his cards as his career progresses and he gets better and better, I think, and leading that team to a conference finals or, potentially a finals championship. So I wanted to at least get a couple cellos of this as well. I think I got these for about, $50 or $60 or something like that at the time. I haven't looked up the current prices, but I know that they're more than that. And I'm happy, again, just to have a little bit of it. They don't take up very much space. I know space is always key. That's why I don't deal with sneakers, because I don't have the room to be having all these pairs of sneakers everywhere. I barely have the room for these blaster boxes and other boxes that I've been getting. So if I can trade some current stuff for some of the older stuff that is a good value and doesn't take up a lot of space, I'm with that. Now I've got a good amount of product from the 2019-20 class, but I didn't really start getting back into really buying and investing until probably last summer. So I missed out on 2019 Prism. In fact, when I went to my hobby shop, I saw a $400 jumbo box of Prism basketball for $400, and I was like, oh man, that's way too expensive. I don't want to buy the box. I'll just get a pack. And now that box is thousands of dollars. So it's like, man, one of those things I kicked myself for, but the hobby has exploded. And I did get a little bit of Prism here and there, but Optic is one that I feel is still, to this day, a good value. I think that the hollows and the design of the cards is solid. And the prices right now are not out of reach. You know what I mean? You could probably still get one of these cello packs for about $100. I think I got these for about $50 each at the time that I traded for them. And again, I'm just going to be holding these. I don't plan to rip any of these open, because I went on eBay and I just bought my Jaw Hollow for I think $150 or something like that. That was really the only card that I really, really wanted out of this set. So I just bought it, When you think about it, it's like, okay, I could sell, I don't know, a couple blasters of current stuff, 2 blasters of, $60 a pop, or 3 blasters, and you got a Jaw Hollow. Now, am I going to open 3 blasters of something and get a Jaw Hollow? Absolutely not. There's no way in hell that I'm going to do that. Some people, they get lucky and they can do it, but I'm not one of those people. So I would rather just buy the card that I want in a nice condition, or that I think is a solid PSA candidate from eBay, and not have that temptation to open stuff and try and get it, because I already have it. And I'll get into that a little bit more with the football stuff. Again, Optic from 17-18, same kind of thing. Let's switch it over to football. So Super Bowl is this weekend, and obviously guys like Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes are at the top of everyone's list right now. I've got a couple of Tom Brady rookie cards, the lower end stuff that is going to be going out for PSA, but I don't expect those to have very good grades, because I didn't really take care of them back in 2000 and 2001 when I had them. So, but Patrick Mahomes is a guy that I really believe in. I think if he gets his second ring this weekend, he's going to put himself in a really good position to be one of the all-time greats. I know he's only played a couple of years and barring injury, but when you have 2 Super Bowl rings in your early 20s in your first 3 seasons, it's a pretty big statement. And so and these I actually just got recently. So right, as the playoffs were going, everything's heating up. I decided, look, I want to get Patrick Mahomes stuff. I went into my hobby shop. I could have bought an optic base for $500. I could have bought a Donruss base optic, or a Donruss base 2017 for like $300. But it wasn't, going to be a 10 or anything. And I said, look, let's just invest in some wax, because there's a ton of those cards out there. There's going to be more getting graded, but there's not going to be a ton of wax of this stuff that's going to be on the market over the next couple of years. So went to my hobby shop and I bought 2 blasters for $150 cash out the door. And I actually brought in a couple of blasters of Illusions basketball and a couple of graded PSA cards, and got a really good price on it all, and spent some of that money back with the shop and got these 2 blaster boxes. I think these are going for like $300, $350 right now. So I paid $150 for each of them, and now each of them are going for $300, $350. If Patrick Mahomes wins, even if he doesn't win, I expect these to hold their value or go up even more, even though, again, these are $20 boxes that were on the shelf that most people didn't even want to touch, when they were first out on the shelf. So I think it's a good investment. And again, I really want that Patrick Mahomes card. I don't have it. I don't have a Donruss. I don't have an optic. And so I was like, okay, I'm tempted to open these because I love opening stuff just like everyone else, and I want to get that Mahomes. So what did I do? I looked, and Donruss has these guys. This is a sealed factory set of 2017 Donruss football. It's got every single rookie from the set. So in this box, it's sealed. I have a Patrick Mahomes rookie from Donruss. I have a Deshaun Watson rookie from this year. I have a Leonard Fournette and all these other guys. So, and again, I don't if I choose to open it up and see what kind of condition they're in, great. But I'm planning on just keeping it sealed, because again, a lot of people will just break it open, break out the good cards, send them to PSA, and hope that they grade well so that they can sell them or whatever. But honestly, sealed boxes are getting harder and harder to come by. So I went to, I think it was Steel, maybe it was Blowout Cards, I forget. But I went on there, paid $600 for this sealed factory set. Now, I think this was probably like a $75 box when it was first out, if that. And now almost 10 times that. Again, I think that this could go up even more. I'm not going to say it's going to like double in a year or whatever, but I think over the next few years, it's just going to be a solid investment that I can feel comfortable putting my money in. It's not going to just drop in value. There's not a ton of these that are available. So I'm happy to have this in my collection. And again, knowing that I've got a Mahomes rookie in here and a Deshaun rookie in here, I'm not going to be tempted to open these guys. So it's a win-win for me. And one day, if I do choose to open it in the future and see what it is, I doubt that'll happen, but it'll be fun. But more than likely, I'm going to hold it for a few years towards the end of Patrick Mahomes' career. And hopefully the prices on this stuff will be somewhere around the price of Brady. Brady stuff is insane. There's no way I'm going to be able to get any Brady sealed boxes at this point, because there's just not a lot of them out there. Because it's been so long, and people have opened them trying to get Brady cards, and so the prices on the stuff that is out there is just astronomical. But instead of, I prefer the optic Mahomes. Donruss is great, but the optic is really the card that I wanted. I don't really like the Prism Patrick Mahomes card. I just don't like the aesthetic of it, but the optic card I really, really like. So rather than pay $1,000 for a Mahomes raw optic card, I went out and paid $900 for this sealed cello box. Again, not a lot of this stuff is out there right now. I think, again, I paid $900 for this, and right now Blowout Cards wants almost $3,000 for this box. In just a couple of weeks, that's how fast the hobby can change. But do I expect Mahomes optic to triple in value over a couple weeks? Maybe, but probably not, because there's a ton of them out there. More are getting graded right now, so the population is going up on the graded cards and the raw cards, and the population of sealed cello boxes is going down. So I am very happy to have this in my collection. And again, I'm not going to open it. There's no point for me to open it because I know I'm not going to get what I want out of it. So might as well just keep it sealed and sell it in the future for $3,000, $5,000. And again, I paid $900 for this thing, cash out the door. So great investment, and I think it'll only get better. Moving on to Pokemon. Pokemon is something that I liked to some extent as growing up. I kind of missed the boat, getting really into it because I was a little bit too old to be playing the Pokemon cards when it first came out, but I did watch the show, and I was just into sports cards back when I was a kid, so I wasn't really interested in spending my money on Pokemon. But a lot of people did, and a lot of people, it paid off really, really well. So to talk about a couple of the stuff, let's start with the older stuff. Unified Minds. This is something that is on Walmart shelves right now. Maybe not as much as it was, a couple weeks ago, but when this first came out, I didn't know much about it, but the little that I did know about it is there was a card in there that I really liked, which was Misty's Favor. I want that card. I think other people like that card, and this isn't going to be reprinted and out there for very much longer. So when I was out there looking for sports cards in a line of like 20 people or whatever at my local store, I was at the end of the line. Everyone got the sports cards, and I'm sitting there looking at the shelf, and there's an entire display case of Unified Minds. Nobody touched it. Nobody knew what it was, or nobody wanted it. And so I said, I'll take it, So everyone left, and I bought the entire display case of whatever, 15 of these hanger boxes. Now, is it a booster box? No, but it's got 3 packs in there. It's a nice box, nice artwork to it. And so I figured, why not? Let's buy it. I don't expect it to, go up astronomically anytime, in the near future, but I think in a couple years from now, when they're not making this stuff anymore and people still want that Misty's Favor card or the other cards that are in there, I think there's a Mewtwo in there that's obviously, really, really popular as well. So I think the demand for the cards in here is going to stay the same, but the supply of it is going to keep going down. And I don't have a booster box and don't plan on buying a booster box right now, but hey, I got this for retail price, and nobody else wanted it, so I'll take it. I think it'll be a good investment long term. Let's move on to this Build and Battle box. So Vivid Voltage, when it first came out, I did buy a booster box of it because I said, hey, booster boxes is where it's at. Let me at least just get one for the collection, put it away. I didn't bring it out for this video, but the reason I didn't is because a lot of times booster boxes and ETBs and some of the other products will get reprinted. But from what I understand, these Build and Battle boxes don't get reprinted. So when they first come out, this is like a pre-release box. I wanted to get my hands on them. I ended up originally finding one box, and then my local card store got a couple of cases of it. It sat on the shelf for at least a month. Nobody wanted it, and the price, I was keeping track of the price of these, and the price was going up. These are $20 boxes, by the way. The price was going up to like $60, $70, and at my local shop they didn't really keep track of the prices, and it was still sitting there for $45. So I bought the entire case, put it away, and I'm not going to be touching it because I know that I'm in this case. If you don't know about this box, there's a Charizard promo that you could get. There's 4 different promos in this box. One of them is a Charizard, and I opened one of them. I got the worst promo that you can get out of the entire box, which is just my luck. So I said, screw it. I'm not going to open up anymore. I'm just going to keep them sealed. and I expect these boxes to go up past $100, maybe even $200, over the next year or so as Vivid Voltage, or maybe not a year, but I would expect in the next 5 years, these boxes will be worth, probably $200 to $300 each, just because that Charizard is such a popular card, everyone wants it, and these boxes are really hard to find. They didn't make a ton of them, and they're not going to make any more of them, so I invested in these. I think that out of everything in Vivid Voltage, this is the box that I wanted to put my money into that I thought would have the most long-term value. Moving on to these three. So these are kind of related in a way, but it just goes to show like how you can work deals and to get the boxes you want. So before, obviously this is being reprinted. It's on the store shelves right now. It's still very hard to find, but before this reprint got done, I wanted a Hidden Fates ETB. I have one that I was able to get at my card shop, but I wanted another one. And so what did I do? This isn't the mini tin because I opened them all, but I was finding these mini tins at Rite Aid. The ones that I was buying was I think the Galar Pals, $8 plus tax, and in each box you got one XY Evolutions pack and a Sword and Shield pack. And so over a couple weeks, I bought, I think, like 17 of these boxes. So broke them open, had a stack of 17 XY Evolutions and a stack of 17 Sword and Shield packs. Went on to OfferUp, saw someone that wanted to trade his Hidden Fates ETB for XY Evolutions. And so I said, hey, I've got XY Evolutions packs, they're unweighed, and I'll trade you. And so when you do the math on it, I took, I think, what is this, like $9, about $150, $160 I spent on 17 of these tins. And I took those 17 XY Evolutions packs and traded them for, at the time, a $250 Hidden Fates box. So $150 that I spent turned into a Hidden Fates box. But then you can't forget the 17 packs of Sword and Shield. So I sold those 17 packs of Sword and Shield for about $80, and so now I spent $70 on a Hidden Fates box. Name me a place where you can get a Hidden Fates ETB for $70 besides on your local Walmart or Target shelf. It's impossible. So was able to, I guess, in a way, flip or create enough value out of these little $8 mini tins that, again, were sitting on the shelf that not many people wanted, or not many people were really looking for. Took the XY out of it and turned it into a Hidden Fates ETB. And now I'm buying more. I think Hidden Fates ETBs are going to be hugely popular. It's one of the most popular modern sets out there. So I'm trying to get as many of these as I can. And if I had to do a little work and spend, overall $70 to get one, I'll do that all day. That's an easy decision. And my last investment here, this is an XY Evolutions booster box. As everyone in Pokemon knows, these have been just skyrocketing in value from a couple $100 to $400 to $500 to $700, $900, $1,000. I've got a buddy who loves Hidden Fates, and so he asked me, hey, do you have any Hidden Fates stuff? I've got a good amount of tins that I've acquired over the last couple months, paid $20 each for them at my local Targets, and at the time I think these boxes were like $400. And he said, hey, I'm looking for Hidden Fates. Will you trade me 36 packs of Hidden Fates for 36 packs of my Evolutions? He's got a booster box with 36 packs. I had 9 Hidden Fates tins with 4 packs in it, so 36 packs. And so I took those 9 tins that I spent $180, $200 on and traded him for a box of his XY Evolutions, which at the time was still a good deal for me, a good deal for him because he couldn't find Hidden Fates. I didn't have an XY Evolutions booster box, and lucky for me, this box just skyrocketed up to $1,000. So my $200 investment in Hidden Fates tins were probably worth about $400 market value, and turned it into an XY Evolutions booster box, which you can't really find unless you want to spend a G on the box. So again, this is just some of my things that I've been investing in over the past couple months. Everyone to each their own. Again, in the comment section, I'd love to hear what you guys are investing in, and I hope you guys are winning. I hope you guys are taking the money that you're investing in this stuff and growing it, and eventually selling it, turning it into cash, or trading it for things you want, and having fun with it. But again, this video is about 30 minutes long now, but I wanted to be really detailed because I haven't really done these types of videos, and maybe people will enjoy the content and my way of thinking, and hopefully it helps some people make some money, or at least not lose money, because it's really easy to do. So, overall, kind of recap, if you're going to get the modern stuff, try not to open it all, because you're probably not going to get the value in cards that you think you are. And then the money that you got to spend at PSA, by the end of it all, you would probably hope to break even. You're not going to get that huge card that's going to bring in tens of thousands of dollars, more than likely. And if you do, you're probably going to have to get it graded and keep it until the value increases and all that stuff, like you see with the Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes cards weren't this valuable last year or the year before. It took time. So imagine how much his cards are going to be worth 5 years from now, 10 years from now, when he retires, when he gets the Hall of Fame. You got to play the long game with some of this stuff. And again, if you're more interested in the quick flip, more power to you. I respect it. I respect the hustle. But just make sure that you're taking that money and investing it back into something wisely, whether it's older stuff or more newer stuff, so you can just keep snowballing that bankroll. Just be very strategic and try to not waste your money and your time, because you got to keep in mind, like, your time is valuable, and the amount of time that it takes to get some of this stuff just to go and meet up with people on OfferUp or sell it on eBay, deal with the taxes associated with all this stuff, it's a pain in the butt. So you might be better off just holding on to it if you can, and investing in your own strategy and your own gut feeling of what some of this stuff's going to do. So, but again, to those of you that watch the video, I really, really appreciate you checking it out. Really appreciate the support. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't seen my videos before, because I'm going to try and do more videos like this, hopefully a lot shorter. Yeah, I'll catch you next time.